My name is Shirley Moorhouse. My maiden name was Adams. I'm the daughter of Mary and Alan Adams. My mother, she was originally from Cape Wolstenholme, which is up in the north Quebec, just outside of Baffin Island. And my dad, he's from Rigolet, area outside of Rigolet. We moved up to Goose Bay before I was born because of the work up here with the United States Air Force. People know, as I said, know me more for my wall hangings, but I find that I'm wandering more toward the paint work. I find that it's a more immediacy that I could play with. I love the feeling of thick paint, like cream in the palette knife, and you can smear it all around, and then you touch it 2 days later to see if it's set. Yeah, I love working like that. I like the thickness of it, the texture. Yes, reminds me of wall hangings in some ways. What our parents and what our grandparents had to do to live to survive, their sewing and their beading, their making of equipment and implements and everything is now regarded as what you do now is an art. So what I'm doing now is considered art, where, you know, a generation ago it was considered your livelihood, life or death. It came around gradual. My mother is, God bless her, you know, like she said, she went to the residential school system. She said she wasn't educated very much. She said, but they taught her how to use her mouth, and so use her mouth she did. And so with that, my dear, she made sure that the women were strong, you know, like, and you know, that you stood up for what you believed in, and that, you know, like, you do what you want to be doing that makes you happy. And creating art is what makes me happy. Working in my garden is what makes me happy. Being around my family and the cat makes me happy. You know, like, so I have a happy life, and so I'm thankful for my mother. And I always was fiddling around, trying to build little things and make little things, using Dad's tools, and, you know, painting and, you know, drawing and writing, and on Mom's old stove, on the side of the stove with the pencil, because you could rub it off with the dishcloth and not leave any marks. So it was almost like a white chalkboard, but on the side of your mom's stove, and it was nice and warm there. And yeah, so it was almost like a comfort thing for me to be when I was working, because it was the heat from the stove, knowing that Mom and them were all around, and I could keep on doing stuff, and I was home safe. And yeah, so that was one of those things I think I associate with when I work, you know, the comfort.